Sugarshack session.
Yo, it's a Sugarshack. Sit back, relax, cause it's time for another podcast.
What's happening, everybody? My name is Bryce. I'm the host of the Sugarshack Podcast, and tonight we're sitting down with Claire Wright.
What's going on?
Come on, everybody.
Bryce?
Can you give it up for Claire? What an amazing session. We had a sold-out Sugarshack session experience tonight. It's been off the chain. We had Chef Greg cooking up some fire food. The taco bowls were so good. I think there's a s'mores bake cake on its way just
Sure
in a
is.
little bit. So we're excited. The session was amazing. How are you feeling after a session?
Dude, so good. First of all, I'm well fed, incredible, well beveraged, and the vibes are so good. I mean, you couldn't recreate this if you tried.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
We've been looking forward to this one, and I know a lot of fans have been listening to your music and anticipation for it, and so we're really excited to have you. I thought it was amazing. You were backed by some local homies.
Heck yeah!
Corey from Sprout, Wes, the drummer, and Dan Spring from Sprout and Wilder Son, some local band dudes. How was that playing with some locals, some Florida locals?
I mean, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't have fun making music, then don't make music. And
True that.
we met today, and it felt like we've been playing together forever. So thanks, boys.
Hell yeah. Shout out to you guys.
Stoked to immerse myself. I said,
Corey
all right, give me a
crushed it.
week. I'm
Yeah.
going to be a local, and then that's it. I'm
Yeah.
here. You won't get rid of me.
No, that's that's great. So, what's your floor like? Where are you coming from? Where do you live right now? Like,
I am coming from Northern California.
Okay, so this is a different vibe. This is
it's
like
awesome.
literally like.
It took a little jaunt to get here, but yeah, from Northern California, left and found my way back because I love it. But Florida is like
It's hot right now. For
it's
you,
really, really climbing up on the list.
Oh, really? That you like dig
I
Florida?
love it here.
Really? What do you love so
it.
much about Florida?
Well, one, the people, Bryce. I mean,
we have some pretty awesome people.
but no, just the vibe, and I feel like what California has that I love is the climate changes so quickly. You can be at the mountains and the beach in the same day, and the same goes for Florida. You can be at the beach and then you go inland and have some fantastic fishing.
You could be at
and
the beach
some
or
crazy
you could be
rednecks.
inside, really.
Yeah.
But yeah,
you know.
it is cool. We love Florida, but you were saying just a minute ago that you're scared of alligators, though. So you'd have to get over that. You'd have to work through.
Here's
that.
the thing. Scared for me, fine. You know what? If I meet a gator, it's time. Let's go. My dog,
Right.
scared. Can I say shit?
Yeah, you could say shit.
Scared shitless for my dog.
Yeah.
He loves to swim, and I'm like, no, this is not the time.
Yeah.
This is not.
But you've got
time.
Captain.
I've got Captain.
Captain well trained. Captain's really well trained.
Yeah, but when there's a body of water, everything goes out the window.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man. So tell me the story.
Hence
How
my
did you
fear of
get
alligators.
Captain? How did Captain come into your life?
Sheer desire. I saw a picture of him and we fell in love, and that was it. He's
Yeah.
my boy. But I got him when I was living in Nashville, and then COVID happened, and we just best friends, and we moved into a camper. I got a camper during 2020. Moved into that. He was with me, and yeah, now he's here. He's a tour dog.
Are you still doing camper life?
No.
Oh, okay.
I graduated.
How was camper life? Like you did it for a little bit.
It was
and,
epic.
Yeah.
It was super fun. I mean, yeah, I love camping. I love seeing beautiful things. So I got to do both of those things.
What do you feel like was like one of the most beautiful moments or experiences that you had in that stretch of time? Like maybe a place that you visited, or
Well, it was all up and down California, but I can tell you the most not beautiful is where one, Blackwater by the Doobie Brothers will never be the same. Two, the generator stopped working, and it was a heat wave in California. So I said, I think it's time we graduate. But the most beautiful, I would say, just waking up wherever I wanted to.
Yeah.
Which music brings that every day.
Would you write then? Were you writing a lot then?
I'm always writing. I'm going to write a song about this.
Yeah, you're going to write a song about this?
It's called Nomeo.
Whoa,
Little
sick.
Nomeo.
Yo, Eddie, let's go.
Rhyme with Nomeo. Go.
Let's rhyme with Nomeo?
Yeah, just go.
Oh, okay.
Let's try.
And
you can't say Romeo.
Oh, I can't say Romeo? Damn, you put me on the spot.
That's my favorite homie dough.
Oh, homie dough.
Yeah, homemade.
I'm not good at
I'm
like
just kidding.
freestyle rapping.
No, yeah.
I can write
You
a
and me
song, but Nomeo's hard. I've thought about Nomeo.
See?
Nomeo's a hard one. We've got some, but they're a little inappropriate.
So why am I your favorite Sugarshack artist?
I like that you ask me questions. This is a
So
lot
Bryce,
easier.
tell me, why am I your favorite?
You know, you are so authentically you, and I love that. I love
Thank you.
when we experience artists and people come here and they're comfortable in their skin, and you know, it's a lot. There's a lot here. The dynamics, you know, I think people don't know what they're walking into, and it can be a lot. Being like, okay, like there's a lot of equipment and cameras, and this is intense, but I mean, you just crushed it, and your personality just shone through, and I feel like those are the really, really, really memorable sessions for me.
Thank you.
Are the ones where people just are here, they're self, they're authentic, and there's no pressure. They can just do what they love.
But you guys have cultivated such an environment to walk in and feel like home, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Do you like how I fished for a compliment there too?
Yeah, I did.
Just reassure me,
listen,
would
the
ya?
people will eat that up on Instagram. That will be our plug, reel, whatever you want to call it. I love it. So I'd like to know, when did you hear about Sugarshack? Like, what was your introduction to us?
I can tell you when. I couldn't tell you how, but I remember I was telling Ed earlier, like sitting in my college dorm, a brief stint. I dropped out. But there was something on YouTube. I was stalking some reggae artist at the time and came up and I was like, whatever that is, I want to be a part of it. And I've spent the time since then pursuing it. I remember living in Nashville and telling my manager at the time, like, Sugarshack, like, let's try it. She's like, well, okay, like, I'll do my best. Like, you guys are pretty untouchable. Like, it's a very organic.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until, honestly, I was ready that we got connected and it just made sense that it just happened. And you didn't even know I've been talking to you guys for a long time.
It's cool. It happens
pretty crazy.
exactly when
No, but
it
genuinely.
needs to happen.
Yeah.
You know
and
what I mean?
I think you create an environment where we can listen to music as music. There's nothing else. It's just humans making tunes.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
And that's pretty incredible.
Live. Songs start to finish.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really, really awesome. Give it up for that response. That was such an epic. Hell yeah. I love it. I love Captain so much.
Yeah, Captain, come on.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, no, mom.
My dog loves me till other people have food.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know, he's good. He's like, I'm here, but I'm not up in your space about it. You know what I mean? He's a good, well-trained
You guys
dog.
can't see, but he's full on sitting in the audience just checking it out. Just scoping, making sure mama's doing okay.
When did you start making music, writing music?
I don't know if I could find a definitive answer because it feels like one of those things you're like, you don't remember life prior to this.
Yeah.
But I loved writing as a kid. I would write stories like crazy. And I was in youth group in junior high and somebody gave me a guitar. And I was like, okay, I'm down with that. And then kind of just slowly built. And I was a camp counselor in Hawaii. I was 15. And I don't know, I was just really excited and stoked. And that's any song I've ever written comes from a deep emotion, whether it's really happy or really sad or confused. And I wrote a song and I was like, oh, that's what we're talking about. Like that's,
you could feel it.
That's what I'm down for.
Yeah.
And I've spent every day since then making sure I could do it every day.
Yeah. That's so awesome. Just chasing that.
Yeah.
That feeling and that. Yeah. I love it. I love it.
I flew a helicopter for a little while.
You flew a helicopter for a little while?
Yeah. I was trying to figure it out. Yeah. I really wanted to not go to college.
How old were you when you were trying to figure this out?
Well,
like you were
I flew a Cessna 172 when I was like 16, 17. That turned out to be really expensive. And yeah, freshman year of college, simultaneously watching Sugarshack. No one emailed me back. Thanks, guys. So I was like, all right, what can I do to not be in school anymore? And I looked up a local aviation school. Found out you can do helicopter lessons and not have to pay for the lessons if you do your lessons. So it was a Robinson 22, a little 2-seater helicopter.
Yeah.
You weren't expecting this, were you?
No, this is
We're ready.
fascinating. I love it.
Robinson 22, little teeny tiny helicopter. You don't have to pay for lessons. You just have to pitch in for gas.
Okay.
If you do your lessons in the route from Southern California to Sevierville, Tennessee, where it's due to be serviced, because technically it's a liability for them, so they can't charge you for lessons.
Wow.
So guess what? Who has 32 hours in a helicopter?
Wow, you do.
I do.
So like in one of those like movie apocalyptic moments where they're like running to the helicopter,
It's me.
you're like, I got it.
I'll have to
And
be a
you're,
very
like,
small
pushing
helicopter,
buttons.
and I will have to choose my friends wisely. But yeah, it's me.
I love that.
But anyways, that was one adrenaline pursuit where I was looking for music.
Like interesting things like that about you. That,
oh my gosh, how much
stand
time
out?
do we have?
Well, I mean, 30 minutes at least.
I grew up in a mountain biking family, so my brother was a professional mountain biker all growing up. So, like, seriously, when I say I was looking for this feeling and found it, is not a subtle thing to say. I've really put my time in trying things, kids. But, I grew up in a mountain biking family.
You're like, mountain biking's not
Yeah,
my thing.
no, I crashed. No, I liked it. I just wasn't good at it.
Yeah,
but, like, there's a thing called Crabapple Hits in Whistler, British Columbia, for Crankworks, this big freestyle mountain biking competition every year.
I don't even know any of the words you just said.
Well, I can translate for you.
No, you're good.
But I really feel like I'm rambling a little.
No, I love it. I really want to. I want to hear you.
So my dad's
finish
thing was
this
like,
word.
make enough speed to get up the lip. That's
Yeah.
it. That's all you have to
Okay.
do. From the rest, it'll
I'm with
come.
you.
Just trust your muscle memory.
Yeah.
So all I had in my head was speed, speed, speed. I rip it up the lip. Got a little too much speed. OTB,
And
over
like
the bars.
launch.
What's OTB?
Over the bars?
Yep. Over the bars. Got really fricked up. Not super good. Still feeling it in my knee.
Yeah.
But another thing I pursued didn't quite give me the thrills. Music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like the number one thing.
Yeah,
You
I feel like I
most
should
alive
probably-
when- yeah.
I should take a sip of my beer now.
Yeah, do it. Cheers. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's epic. Wow, mountain biking family. Like, could that get intense at times? Like,
Oh yeah. That's me. My brother hasn't raced since World Cups. He had a little crash, whatever. But yeah, we had dirt jumps in the backyard, half pipe in the side yard, and then we had a little front porch. 1,000 square feet, 100-year-old. Very, very
big difference.
important
Yeah,
distinction.
yeah.
And I would sit on the front porch and write songs while kids flipped in the backyard, and that was my normal.
Yeah. That's awesome. So you've just been cultivating it from such a young age. It's so cool.
Hey.
And then finding kind of the modern reggae genre right now, like
Yeah,
what was your introduction into that world?
My brother, actually,
Yeah. Oh, cool.
which is super funny. He had a race in Ashland, Oregon. And, I was little sister. I had Lizzie McGuire on my Walkman. And my brother, when we graduated to iPods, I got a Nano. No. I got a Shuffle. He got a Nano. And when he would race, he would leave his iPod behind. So I'd be like, this is the time where I'm going to find out music. So, I got Boulevard of Broken Dreams. I remember listening to it and feeling so guilty. I'm like, this is not Disney.
Right, because you said that you like.
Oh, I was
you said
little.
you were like. You grew up in a youth group environment, so kind
Yeah.
of
Oh,
more
my parents didn't
conservative
care.
and-
They were bumping.
Okay.
They did not care. I just had a personal conviction, I suppose.
Right, I got you.
But, I don't know, whatever. So, anyways, I will never forget this moment. I was in the back seat of my parents' Suburban. My brother was racing. He was like mid-race. And I found his iPod and I was like, oh yeah. And I plugged the headphones in. I sat in the back. I had Polly Pockets or something. And Expendables Bowl for Two came on.
Hell yeah, they were just here the other night. It was
No,
awesome.
so cool.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, I've been waiting for a song about fishing because I'd love to go fishing with my parents. I was like, boat for two? This is so sick. This is so cool. I packed this boat for two and I was fired up. I'm like, yeah, this is it. Super excited. I told my brother, I was like, hey, I stole your iPod. Love boat for two. He's like, yeah, whatever. Fast forward a couple years. I was like, oh. And now I'm going on tour with the Expendables.
Wow,
Yeah.
awesome. I just saw that flyer on Instagram, actually. That's epic.
Little
yeah.
do they know.
Yeah, right? You're going to blow their minds. It's a cool...
No,
Was that
they'd be
kind of
like,
the
you're not
origin
invited.
for you?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a little derailed. But that was one of them. I mean,
Yeah, one of them,
I remember
sure.
like Dirty Heads, everything. It was
Yeah.
all my brother, honestly. He'd be jamming them and I'd be like, what's
Yeah.
that? That's cool. What's
Yeah.
that? And,
So does your brother know about Sugarshack?
oh yeah. Yeah,
So
he's
like,
fired up.
does he know that you're here?
Oh,
and
he's
amped
like
about it?
really proud of me.
That's sick.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Which is all I wanted this whole time.
It's just a little recognition. Well, you're finally here. You committed to a dream. You were like, I'm gonna be there.
Hey.
You fucking manifested it. You're here. Here you are. Cheers to that. I'm gonna take some of
There
your
you go.
tequila.
Yeah, you
There
take
go.
it. I told you I don't want that. It's whiskey also. That's not tequila.
There's whiskey.
Yeah, that's not tequila. I
is- it
appreciate
is
the
good.
thought. That was really nice. Someone gave it to me.
It's not tequila. Well, it is delicious.
Good. Drink the whole thing.
I like no.
This is fun. Should we like make this a regular thing?
We can. I mean,
Cool. I'll talk about myself less. Like we could interview people.
Yeah, we could.
Bryce, can I ask you something?
Yeah, ask
When
me
was the last time you cried?
Yesterday.
Because you were really excited for me to be here?
I know. I looked at I was like, who's in session tomorrow? Claire Wright?
Oh, God. No, why'd you cry? I'm sorry.
No, it's about to get real. No, I mean,
Let
we
it out.
all go through highs and lows.
Hell
and
yeah.
Dealing with things and stuff. And yesterday was a hard day. And sometimes
sorry.
on hard days, you just gotta cry.
You got to, but you
know.
let it out and you're here and you wouldn't know, so.
Yeah, you gotta.
Sorry for
release
putting you
that
on the
shit.
spot, but I'm glad you
That's
did.
good. When was the last time you cried?
Today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What-
But it wasn't a sad cry. It was like a,
Oh, I like.
oh my gosh. Like a moment where you sit back and you go, okay, you want something so bad. And then it happens and you're like, okay, I got to soak this in because guess what? It's going to be gone in a second. And
Yeah.
today, like waking up, I was like, I'm playing Sugarshack today. Like this is like
Sick.
any musician knows, like this is something that, like this is a pinnacle and you guys have built something that's a goal. And like for it to happen was like, oh my gosh. Like,
Yeah.
we're here.
Yeah. No, that's epic. Those are the best cries.
Yeah.
Those like
I
fulfilling.
prefer those ones.
Yeah, me too.
Highly
Absolutely.
prefer.
The release is way more gratifying and fulfilling. Like, I did it. You're like crying. I know. I feel like I remember crying like that. My wife and I for our honeymoon, we
Hi,
went
Claudia.
to Zion National Park and we hiked up to Angel's Landing.
Oh.
And just getting up there and just being like.
Finally,
crying.
I'm away from my in-laws.
Yeah, right.
Just kidding. I have great in-laws.
No, my in-laws are the shit.
Yeah,
They're
me too.
awesome.
Sorry, I
They're
shouldn't have
great.
said that.
No,
That was
you're
a cheap
good.
shot.
You're good. No, it's awesome. We do a segment here, like from time to time, a story behind the song type of a thing.
Love
And
it.
I know we talked a little bit beforehand, but we'd love to just hear a little bit more about your music in the context of the podcast and just
Yeah.
a little story behind the song. You mentioned the title earlier. What was it again?
Someday, somehow.
Someday, somehow. Could you play a little bit for us and just
Oh,
tell us a little bit about it?
Gladly. What you want first?
You pick.
Let's talk about it.
Okay, cool.
And then we'll jam. Make
Yeah.
them wait. No, I feel like we've been talking about it just in the course of us hanging out. But like, for me personally, I think it's so easy to get caught up in this thing we call life and assume that things are supposed to happen at a certain time or things are supposed to feel a certain way or look a certain way. And in reality, if we could construct a perfect reality, it wouldn't be satisfying. And everything that's supposed to happen is going to happen. And I wrote this song with a buddy of mine, Stephen McMorrin, in Nashville when I did not know what my future was going to look like. I'd recently departed from a team I was working with. I was stressed. I was like, where the frick is my income going to come from? And we wrote this song almost as like a manifest of like, and a prayer of what's going to come in the future. And literally every time I sing it, I'm like, hot damn, like it does happen when it's supposed to, and it feels exactly as it should. So it's a constant reminder for me to like sit back and just live life because that's really the only option we have. And thinking we have another option is kind of psychotic. So anyways, this is Someday,
I love it.
somehow. Right, do I play it now?
Yeah, play it.
Pull my arm. No, but yeah. No, but yeah, but no. Hold on, we might need to work around the
Yeah, you're good. Let me know.
chairs of this puppy. The arms of this chair.
Feel the sun in the skin, feel the change in the wind, the breath in your lungs, let it fill you up. The earth beneath your feet, right where you're supposed to be, is exactly where you are. 'Cause someday these answers you're trying to find fall in line like they were right there forever. And somehow these pieces and dreams and these lives that we lead find their way back together. Someday, somehow, it all works out. Someday, somehow, it all works out. It all works out.
Let's go. Well, that's my favorite little spot moment of the podcast. It's so beautiful. Thank you, Claire. It was
You're
amazing.
welcome.
So cool to just hear your story and just everything leading to this moment and then just hear that song in context.
Thanks.
It's absolutely beautiful. So cool. Does anybody have any questions for
Ooh,
Claire
fun.
in the audience? One in the back, Joan? Where's the microphone? We put subtitles on. You good.
This is so cool. I'm a Pisces, like through and through. I know. So is my grandma, by the way, that I call Grand Mermaid.
Grand Mermaid.
Oh, yeah. And
Where did the name come from, Grand Mermaid?
I wish she could tell you. She's alive. But I wish she was here to tell you. She lives in Santa Cruz. And every time I would visit her, we'd just be like, you know what? We lived in the ocean together in another life. And the first time I heard Bob Marley was on Pleasure Point. And now the Expendables tour is a Pleasure Point tour.
Pleasure Point. And it's just all coming together.
I'm not making this up. I wish I was.
It's awesome.
But my grandma's also a Pisces. That's the point of that.
Yeah, I got you. That's awesome. Any other questions?
Alyssa.
What is, you know how like this was one of your like stepping stones in your career? What is one really big stepping stone for you that you are, you know, trying to ultimately get to?
That's a good question. Work with Jack Johnson.
Yeah.
That's
a
like
good one.
my...
Us too.
Yeah, I
We're
know.
all-
And if you do, I better be there.
Yeah, well, you know,
But
bring
I
as
think,
many people as we
yeah,
can. you know.
right. But he's subtle and he just hangs and loves
Yeah.
his family and does good things for the planet. Like,
Yeah.
that's what's up.
That's what's up. I
Work
know.
with Jack Johnson. But also, I'd really like to work with Slightly Stupid. Yeah. I'd really like that.
Sick. We'll send them a clip of that. Any other questions? I know some here.
Who is your greatest inspiration and why?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's a good one.
gosh. Well, Jackie Johnson. My mom, actually. Because she always told me, this was my, like, excerpt growing up, and to this day, it's what replays in my head. If you don't question yourself, no one else can. And I carry that. My mom has never met a stranger, similar to my dog. She just sees kindness everywhere she goes, and not because she's had everything easy, but simply because she just believes that's the only way to go. And I don't know. I feel like that's my inspiration.
That's awesome. Amazing. Incredible.
We
I saw
love
some other hands
moms.
up. Anybody else have a question for Claire in the back?
What are some of your greatest musical inspirations growing up, and how does that affect your music?
Oh, like music
my
growing
gosh.
up. Ooh.
I love that. So again, my brother, which I just hate to admit, he's been such an influence positively because, you know, we kind of.
Yeah, he's your
But
brother.
he was learning the harmonica for a while, and I swear if I heard Mary Jane's Last Dance one more time, because I didn't have a bedroom door growing up. It was a dining room that my parents said, that's your bedroom now. I was like, okay, sweet. So I could hear that. But my parents would listen to like Creedence Clearwater, all the way to worship music, to when I heard Bob Marley for the first time in Santa Cruz. So everything. But I think I remember like moments of songs, and the biggest impact. How about this? There's a fusion of a lot of artists, but the artists that really impacted me were the ones that could take an atmosphere and switch it really quick. Like we could be listening to techno right now and everyone kind of be, I don't know, doing techno stuff. But then you'd put on Bob Marley and everyone would like all alleviate in this big exhale at the same time, consciously or subconsciously. And that was what like I've wanted to create.
That's awesome. So sick. I love
Thanks.
it. An incredible answer. Anybody else?
What's your favorite Sugarshack session?
Oh.
Recently, Carter, Surfer Girl. I thought that was really
one.
good.
It's one of Eddie's favorites too.
Even though his sugar ditty he did him dirty, but mine was just as little on the spot. But yeah, no, Surfer Girl's been so awesome. Brittany's just so gnarly on the drums, and Reef,
Yeah.
they're just like, those are the homies. So that's my favorite recent one for sure.
Yeah. Beautiful session. Well, I it's not a question. I just want to end on this note. I want to end on a compliment
Tell me,
note.
Bryce.
You are really good at remembering names.
Only if they're worth remembering.
Oh, well, compliments paid to each of you guys.
No,
And
but I mean, hey,
Oh, what?
Joan.
See? She's called you by name like 3 times already. I was like,
Sorry,
damn.
I shouldn't say worth
I'd be like,
remembering.
"You're
Everybody's
Claire,
worth
right?"
remembering, but sometimes people impact you, whether in a little sparkle of a moment.
Yeah, I see.
And I also ask them like 6 times until I
Yeah,
remember
that's
it.
good.
So,
Well, you did good. You came in and you were like, you.
I was like,
Justin,
Alyssa. Oh,
Eddie,
that's my
Bryce.
fiance's ex-girlfriend's name. Sweet, I'll remember that.
You're immediately just connecting dots.
Ooh, and ooh.
That's so funny. Well,
Thank
Claire,
you.
thank you so much for joining us tonight. And I mean, the session has been incredible.
Thank you.
Everything about you. We love you. And
Love you back.
that's a wrap on this episode of
That's
Sugarshack
it.
Podcast.
Thanks,
Let's
guys.
go.
Sit back, relax, 'cause it's time for another podcast.
Sugarshack Sessions. It's a Sugarshack session, such a blessing. Here on the west coast of another state, gotta go to state of mind, having a real good time. I don't know how long this is supposed to be, but I'm having a good time.